everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another iLearning Crypto Talk. And this is episode 18, would you believe? We've been doing these for 18 weeks. Now, my name is Andy Cahoon. I'm originally from Belfast in Northern Ireland, and I have been involved in cryptocurrency. I first actually earned cryptocurrency in 2015. Very long time ago. I was involved in a project at that point, and I got paid in various currencies and various methods, and one of which was Bitcoin. And I earned some Bitcoin. I didn't know what to do with it. So I set about stumbling around trying to find out how I could use this Bitcoin and how to find out more about it. Now, unfortunately, I had various options at that point. One was Google, the other one was YouTube, and then the other one was somebody I thought might be helping me, but the person helping me was actually trying to lure me into some weird Ponzi scheme using cryptocurrencies. And I really wish genuinely at that time that I'd had the cryptocurrency education that this system provides. iLearning Crypto, as you've just seen on that video, I wouldn't have made the mistakes that I made, and I would have been much better off. My backdrop might have been some Caribbean beach at this point in time, talking to you, had I had that education. Now, we've been delivering these shows for, as I said, multiple weeks since Christmas. And Brandon Ivy has been delivering some amazing nuggets of wisdom. And in the last call I did, I was talking about how to avoid scams and things like that, and how to spot fake profiles and people who might not have your best interests at heart. Tonight's show is going to be very different. We've got a very special guest, and you're going to be fascinated to hear this gentleman. He's an amazing trainer and coach, and somebody I've just met a few minutes ago, but his reputation really does precede him. So what I'd like to do is introduce you to somebody who knows him much better than I do. So first of all, I'd like to bring on Donna Ilicic. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. I know it's a Croatian name. I'm pretty sure that I've pronounced that correctly. So she's joining us from San Diego, California. Can you hear me, Donna?
Yes, I can, Andy. Thank you. And actually, you pronounced my last name perfectly. And you know, in America here, they usually, make different variations, and they normally pronounce my name Ilicic. So the way you pronounced it is the way that you should be pronounced.
I will tell you how I know that. Do you know how I know that? Well, I've been to Croatia twice, but the reason I know that is soccer, as you guys call it. A lot of Croatian footballers. There's a guy called, one of the most famous ones is a guy called Ivan Perisic. So that's exactly how to pronounce
it. Well, very good. I have to commend you on that. So I'm glad to be here. I wanted to, give everybody a little bit of my background. I started in crypto probably about 5 years ago, and learned a little bit during my time in crypto, and wished that I could have somebody like Brandon, that I knew at that time, so that I can learn the right way and not have to do a lot of guesswork. So this is where iLearning Crypto and the Crypto Talk Show is really where we excel. I met Tom about 4 years ago, just about 4 years ago, and I reached out to him recently, wanted to find out, what he's up to, and if he's interested in crypto. He didn't know anything about crypto and wanted to learn. So this is, where his interest is coming in. So Tom Shank Genk is a third-generation educator and the founder of Dartmouth Associates, which is a global marketing and promotional company for private schools and colleges. He also publishes ROR Magazine, which is the only lifestyle publication for education, and the first actor to portray Spider-Man for Marvel Comics in New York City. His company helps their clients crush their villains, and we all have a few villains probably in our backyard and with us at all times. So we want to crush some villains. So I wanted to bring it now to Brandon, because Brandon's going to be introducing Tom. So welcome, and hope you enjoyed the show.
All right. Welcome, Donna, and welcome, everybody. We're back with another episode for Crypto Education. You know, my name is Brandon Nagy from Los Angeles, California. I hope you guys are enjoying so far your summer. There's been a lot of things happening in the crypto space over the last couple of weeks, not only from the crypto market itself, still in a bear run right now, but there's been a lot of movement on the infrastructure side and from the federal government, where just 2 weeks ago, the Federal Reserve just released a proposed white paper where they're calling it the future of money, the future of the digital dollar, meaning they want to take this and digitize it. And it's a fascinating read, and I would recommend every single one of you, even if you're not involved in crypto, that you definitely want to read that proposed white paper, because it is the most important piece of financial literature written since 1971, when the Fed took us off of the gold standard. It's going to have that much of an impact on society. So before I talk a little bit more about that, we are in the process of expanding the community for crypto education. I said it all the time that there's one thing that I know that is the most important, and is education in this space. The river of money is moving technology and business and finance into a decentralized model, utilizing blockchain technology, utilizing cryptocurrency. Most people don't even know that it exists. And the ones that do know exists, most people don't even understand what it is. So I always say crypto education is key. It is everything. One thing that we cannot dismiss is that every single one of us will be involved in crypto, whether we like it or not, because you can't look at it as finance, as money. You've got to look at it as technology. Now, I'm going to quote an individual, and I know he's not a popular individual in the world today, but he said something in 2016. He said that if the Stone Age didn't end due to the lack of stones. The Stone Age ended due to the introduction of better technology. Look around, there's still stones on the ground. The nations that implement this technology, take advantage of it, will become the world's superpower. Those nations that do not will be living underneath the thumb of those who do. The person who said that was Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. And every decision he's been making since then has been to one goal: to limit and marginalize the United States' ability to impose sanctions on the world and control the world through our monetary means. That's one of his main goals. Everything he does is for that purpose, for a bigger, greater, united Russian Federation. But this is a move that every country in the world is doing. And if you're going to change the money that we use to spend every single day, then whether we like it or not, we're involved. So we're looking to expand our community so that we can get the word out to the most amount of people to learn and be educated about what Bitcoin is, what crypto is, what blockchain technology is. And one big step in doing that is we're going to introduce you guys to a gentleman by the name of Mr. Thomas Schenk. And Thomas has an interesting, fascinating story I'm going to ask him about, as being the original Spider-Man. Now, I love Marvel Universe. In fact, I'm taking my sons after this to go see Thor, God and Love and Thunder. I love the Marvel Universe. I love Spider-Man. And this is a gentleman that has a unique background similar to mine in wanting to educate. He's an educator, and he wants to educate from small businesses, big companies, and also individuals and communities and colleges and universities, introducing them to this space. So with that, I want to bring up Mr. Tom Schenk. Tom, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very much, Brandon.
Now,
I apologize if I can't hear you distinctly, so I may have to put the phone to my ear. But I'm delighted to be here. And what you're saying is absolutely correct. As a third-generation educator, I feel that one of the failings of the school systems are the fact that we do not give our young people the ability to have financial, and from what you were saying, financial or technology in terms of a literacy that they can use in their adult lives. So when Donna approached me and you and I have chatted, it's something, as Donna said, I'm just learning, but I'm absolutely committed to bringing this type of learning to both individuals and schools to make sure they've got something like this in their curriculums as part of my services. So thank you for having me, Brandon.
Well, before I continue the interview, what I want to do is we're going to take a quick break because I just wanted to introduce you to everybody. We're going to show a quick commercial. We're going to come back, and I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. So
fantastic.
Go right ahead, Andy. All right, we are back, and we just introduced you all to Mr. Tom Schenk. Tom, tell us where you are right now, because you're at an educational event right now, correct?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that again, Brandon?
Yeah, let us know where you are right now, because you are at an educational event right now, correct?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm at a conference in Chicago, which brings together many of the schools that are represented by their admissions recruiters. And the reason it's particularly exciting for me is these admissions recruiters are really the influencers of the school. And they all want to have something specific that they can offer the parents beyond what their competitors might offer. So consequently, for them to have a curriculum like iLearning Crypto is going to give them an advantage when they're talking to parents. Because parents, as I think we both agree, even if they were not involved in crypto, they know that they have to have this information for not only themselves, but for their children to be able to be successful in their lives. So it's a wonderful opportunity. In fact, I told Donna that we have created a flyer. And so the first time ever, we're introducing this market to the K-12 community. And so this is why I'm here as I talk to folks about Dartmouth Associates, but also for iLearning Crypto. So I appreciate you having me, and I'm excited. And I will tell you, by the way, the people that I've talked to are very interested. Very interested. They themselves might not be the academic deans, but they're the ones who are going to go back to the school and get everybody excited about it.
Well, I want to actually go back, and we want to learn a little bit about you, Tom. Tell us about your beginnings. So how did you become the original Spider-Man, and then how did you go from that into education?
Thank you. Well, it's interesting how it all ties in. in the very beginning, I was somebody who was not supposed to live. My siblings, my first two siblings, died of spina bifida. And so I was born, and obviously I survived, but I was a rather frail kid and wound up taking refuge with comic books because I liked the fact that they were strong and fearless, but more importantly, they had tremendous values. So comic books and comic book characters really more or less shaped my life in a lot of ways. Fast forward into the future, or actually in my life, just fast forward, and I was in New York as a young actor, and my agent gave me a call, and he said, "Tom, there's a gig at Marvel." And I didn't know what the gig was, but I showed up, and all of a sudden, all the executives and all the artists and all the writers were there, and they looked at me like I was fresh meat. You know, I didn't know what was going on. But then a woman came up and said, go in the closet and put the costume on. And lo and behold, it was a Spider-Man costume. And I put it on, and of course I was ready to go, and then realized I had to have somebody zip me up. But anyway, when I got out in the office, I had this thought. I said, you know what? I've been preparing for this my whole life. And so I jumped up on tables and I started shooting webs at the artists, and they were shooting webs at me, and they were going, "Oh, Spidey, you got me." And they were falling on the floor, and everybody was just getting crazy. And then all of a sudden, there was a voice in the back of the room, and the person says, "You're crazy. You're hired." And it was Stan Lee. And so I went on to have the privilege of working with him. We did a lot of personal appearances. I did parades. I did fundraisers. So again, moving forward, I became an educator. As I said, I'm a third generation educator. And so bringing in the values of superheroes was something not only did I bring to the classrooms to help my students, but also I went on to write a book called The Superhero Factor, where I did keynote speeches to not only corporations, but also to schools about how the values of superheroes can help people prosper in their lives. So even though I've started my own business, I'm not in the classroom anymore, but it's a passion for me to bring the most important subjects to students so they're going to be better contributed for their life and also the lives of others. So that's kind of a brief overview, Brandon.
Great. Well, let me ask you this as well. When did you first get exposed to Bitcoin and crypto, and what made you decide this is something that you want to learn about?
Well, as Donna explained earlier, she and I have been friends for over 4 years, and she's always talked to me about exciting projects. And this particular project really resonated with me because I guess I'm like a lot of people. We've kind of heard the word crypto, we've heard the words blockchain, but it never really meant anything. And as I've learned a little bit from you and a little bit from Donna, this is not some aberrant experiment. I mean, you've got some of the largest corporations in the world who have already adopted this technology. And I said, well, if I'm kind of the man on the street who is finally saying, you know, I think I better learn this, the timing was absolutely right for me to get involved personally and to help bring it to educational institutions.
Okay. Well, one question is, now that you've partnered with Donna and with iLearning Crypto, what is it that you hope to bring to your community that they can gain from this information?
Well, the exciting thing to me, particularly in the incredible format that you've put together for people, Brandon, is it starts really with exposure. And I think that's one thing I can do, and that's one of the things I'm doing at this conference. But also, and you and I have talked about it, is that you can pretty easily, if a school is interested in adopting this for their curriculum, you and your partners are going to be able to very quickly facilitate that for them. So I think it's my personal interest, my professional interest, but also I like to make sure that things can happen, not just having a lot of talk about things, particularly educators. We need to make it, since it's a new curriculum, we need to make the application very, very easy.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you, in your opinion, where do you see the future of this whole Bitcoin crypto movement going? Do you think this is a fad, or that is this something that's going to be here to stay?
Well, as I said earlier, already some of the major corporations in the world have adopted this. And these are people that don't want to spend their money foolishly. So they wouldn't have gotten into it had there not been some kind of monetary advantage for them. And getting back to your comments about the Federal Reserve doing a white paper, that to me is huge, because clearly crypto and the blockchain is scaring the traditional financial institutions. And it's only a matter of time that it's going to get bigger and bigger, because I think so many times, even if people don't even know about crypto, but if they can all of a sudden have an alternative to where you're not being, I guess for lack of a better term, a slave to the financial institutions that we traditionally have, I think that people will gravitate to it very, very quickly. Because, and I'm not a financial analyst, but if I'm not mistaken, I mean, you get less than 1% on your money from a bank, if I'm not mistaken. And I think even somebody who hasn't a lot of experience, having the ability to have more control over your money is going to resonate with just about everybody. That's
right. Well, Tom, how would people get in touch with you and what you're about to bring with what we're doing with iLearning Crypto? How can they reach you and contact you?
Certainly. Well, immediately what they can do is they can go to my website, which is DartmouthAssociates.com. That's DARTMOUTH Associates, ASSOCIATES.com, and just send me an email. We had to put together this pretty quickly, so I didn't have a chance to get an actual landing page yet for iLearning Crypto. However, that's going to be in the works very quickly. But you can reach me immediately if you go to my website. There's going to be a pop-up, and just put your email right in, and we will get back to you very quickly.
Fantastic. Well, Tom, I have one last question that I want for you.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll let you get back to your conference, because we're going to take a quick break. Then I'm going to be bringing Andy up. But any last words that you want to have, that you want to tell the audience that you might be excited about our partnership and what we're doing?
Now, is that question for me?
Yeah, that's for you. Any last words or comments you want the audience to know about?
I think the thing that is so exciting is the process to get involved in educating yourself on crypto coins, on the blockchain. You've made so simple for anybody. And I think that's one of the things that I've seen and other people have said is, you're not trying to impress people with your knowledge of Bitcoin. Your passion is really to help as many people as possible. And by the mere nature of the fact that you have made this curriculum not only so accessible, but also so easy to understand in very bite-sized pieces. So that's very exciting to me, that we have that vehicle to make it happen for people right now.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Tom, for taking time out of your schedule and sharing with everybody who you are, your background, and what you're about to do with iLearning Crypto with the community. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to bring Andy up, because we have an event that he's going to be putting on next month in the metaverse. And we're going to share what that is, and then I'm going to give some final thoughts, especially about what the Federal Reserve is doing. So thank you, Tom, and we'll be right back.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Donna. Bye-bye now.
And we are back. Welcome back. And you just heard from Mr. Tom Schenk, as he's going to be doing a lot with the iLearning crypto community and bringing it to his network. The one thing that I love about Bitcoin and blockchain is that there are always many different things and projects going on, and people get creative with their businesses. People always ask me, Brandon, how do I make money in crypto? What skill set do I need to learn? And what I tell them is the first thing you need to understand and recognize is, what is your current passion? What are you passionate about? Because whatever you're passionate about, I guarantee you can find a way to monetize that in the crypto space. It was months ago, we shared the story of a couple that had a farm in Georgia, and their farm was going through foreclosure. They had to come up with something like $90-something thousand in 7 days or so to save the farm. And on their farm, they raised ducks. And the couple said, one of them said, you know what? I know how to draw. I'm an artist. The other one knew a little bit about computers and heard about this blockchain technology stuff. And they heard about something called NFTs. So they decided to make NFTs out of their ducks. They actually drew ducks. And I'm not talking about Beethoven type drawings. It was like my 14-year-old drawing of something. Just drew some ducks, created an NFT out of it, and they made over $120,000 in a week selling these NFTs. They saved their farm. All they did was took what they were passionate about and moved it into the blockchain space. My passion is not blockchain. It is not cryptocurrency. My passion is teaching, educating. And I do that by creating teaching and educational courses in crypto for the community. That's my passion, and I make money doing that. So whatever you're passionate about, understand that blockchain technology is going to disrupt every single industry. Now, since I've been in crypto since 2016, every year or so, there's, I don't want to say it mainly the flavor of the month, but it is the hottest thing in crypto at that time. So when I first got started, the hottest thing was mining Ethereum and Bitcoin and getting involved in ICOs. That was the hottest thing. Then it went from that to getting involved in crypto businesses or companies that were trading on your behalf or doing mining pools, where that you really didn't have to do much. You invest your money and you're going to earn the interest, and it's going to compound. You're going to make money doing that. That was the hottest thing. Then it turned into smart contracts. Smart contracts, which is what iLearning Crypto is built on top of. Smart contracts, that is a program, not a company, not a business. There is no CEO. The program is programmed to do certain things. For example, with iLearning Crypto, it's already programmed. So if you share iLearning Crypto with somebody else and they purchase the crypto education, you get paid a referral for doing that. You earn 50% of that sale, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, instantly. It's a bank account and then transfer to yours. It goes directly into your account, instantly, your wallet that you can spend right after you get it. That's the power of smart contracts. And in the future, there's two industries that's going to be hot. Smart contracts are never going to go away, but it's going to be added onto with something called NFTs and something called metaverse. Those two are going to be the future of the crypto space, the hottest thing going the rest of this year, 2023 and beyond. And our very own Andy has a project that they're putting out in the metaverse that we all can be a part of, not only to learn, but also to earn from as well. And I'm actually going to be a guest speaker at the event. So I want to bring Andy back up. Andy, if you could share with everybody that event, what's going on with the metaverse, and when this event's taking place.
Absolutely. And yeah, it's what you're saying there is just, it just resonates so much, guys. I mean, I think for a lot of people, NFTs, people, unless you've been on a desert island somewhere with no Wi-Fi or no signal or anything, no TV, you must have heard of either the word metaverse or NFTs or both. It's just, and what has been the catalyst, I think, has been COVID. And guys, it really, somebody came to me in November, a couple of guys with a big vision, and I do all these videos that you've seen tonight, and they wanted me to do videos, and it ended up I got offered the position of head of design for a project called GMeta One. Now, this is not anything that competes with anything that anybody's doing. That's the first thing I need to get out of the way. It's not. We're building a digital universe. We're not building a metaverse, and nobody's done that yet. We see that this phrase for start is not quite right, because basically you've got things out there called like Sandbox, you've got Decentraland, Somnium Space, Voxels, and they're all metaverse projects. We call them digital universes because there's no incentive or ability really for somebody to go between those, seamlessly move. And what this, to me, I'll just finish this little bit first of all, and then I want to show you something. But it's all part, and cryptocurrency fits in perfectly. What's been happening with cryptocurrency over the last 4, 5, 6 years, particularly in the last 2 years with DeFi, decentralized finance, is all part of what we're calling Web 3.0. Web 1.0, if you don't know, that was literally people opening up on the internet, the World Wide Web. There was no Google, search engines like Alta Vista. There was things like that out there at the time, but it was literally, I'm in business. I've got a bricks and mortar business. I need to be on the internet. Everybody had to be on the internet. They didn't even know why. They just needed to be on the internet. Then Web 2.0 came along. That's when they started to do things like social media came on board. All those social media platforms, more and more people started accessing the web on one of these. People started blogging, sharing content, and it was much easier to share content across all those platforms in a way that I've just described what people envisage the metaverse to be. But what struck me since we started this is a lot of people think that the metaverse, they instantly in their head see somebody with a VR headset on. Immediately, Ready Player One, VR headset, big suit or whatever. Nonsense, guys, absolute nonsense. Because if you think about that, this is good. The metaverse is happening right now. It's happening whether you like it or not. It's been happening. All of the big brands are on the metaverse. They're jumping into the metaverse. I do a show nowhere near to the standard of Brandon's, but all I do is feature some news items from the metaverse and the companies getting involved today. Nike, McDonald's, Hollywood opening up a studio in the metaverse. And guys, you can access the metaverse on one of these. And we're going to prove it on August the 6th. We're going to prove it. I want to just, if you don't mind, Brad, I just want to show the little trailer video for that, and then I'll explain, because Brandon's very, very much a pivotal part of what we're doing. Have a look at this.
Dangerous ground, dangerous ground, dangerous ground. We standing on some dangerous ground. We standing on some dangerous ground. Yeah, we living on some dangerous ground. We living on some dangerous ground. Yeah, we walking on some dangerous ground. We walking on some dangerous ground. Yeah, we walking on some dangerous ground. We walking on some dangerous ground. Yeah,
you better watch where you walk, these are dangerous ground. At least that's the talk around town, and it's about to go down. Everybody out here trying to wear the crown. It's a couple got a chance, but most of them clowns. And they try to give me dap and pound. I wish they all would drown. Quit and stop making a sound. The game is saturated bad by the overrated. Real get denied, not even appreciated. These ain't dance steps, and I ain't trying to knock that, cause that's hip-hop. But imposters, y'all need to stop that. Stop it. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. I studied the best, so I don't care if people mad at me. Who as bad as me? Well, if you ask.
Okay, don't be alarmed. We said we're streaming on those platforms. We're also streaming on Twitter, Telegram, Facebook, and YouTube. But we will be streaming it live. We've got an arena in Voxels, which is one metaverse, digital universe that exists. We've got an arena there, guys. We've built an arena. We've already streamed Miami NFT Week to there for free to everybody. We've also streamed South by Southwest. We did an event at South by Southwest, huge cultural event, if you don't know, guys, in the USA. It's been going on for 30, 40 years. And we actually had an event by none other than Wiz Khalifa as well in the G Meta Arena. If you want to know what the G Meta Arena looks like, go to gmeta1.land, gmeta.one.land. On your phone, you'll be in it right away. Forget the headset nonsense. The headset obviously enhances your experience.
Can you share a screen and just pull it up real quick?
Hopefully I can. Hopefully my internet will, it just won't fall over or something. I will do that. Sometimes we do this. Excuse me a second, guys.
If not, you give me the link.
Let's have a look. It's so far so good. Sometimes you get so many things open, it falls over, yeah. But it's all right. We're good to go. Let's try that. This is the G Meta Arena. We rebranded it for. Let's just okay. Let's have a look around.
Like, as I was playing on it the other day, I saw the stage where everything was being set up and the flyer, and I was like, wow.
Well, guys. Actually, Brandon, you're on here. You know, our speakers are going to get their own little booths. So one of these could well be yours. We've even put instructions on how people can use it on a phone. But this is... Now, the screen isn't on at the minute, but we did have streaming there. We had the Wiz Khalifa event. Oh, hang on. Oh, we've got, there we go. So we're setting it up. It was completely rebranded for another event. We had it in, it was yellow and black. It was all different, but we've just converted it all back again. So this is the G Meta Arena.
There's the flyer.
You can see there's Mr. Ivy. There you go. Our other speakers. So yeah, we've got there's 3 floors on this arena. There's a downstairs. We've got portals where you can zap to our headquarters in another metaverse project called Decentraland. You can also go to the sister G Meta Arena. That's in a thing called Somnium Space. If you want to join me here, if you're watching this and you want to join here, just jump on gmeta1.land. Will take you right to here. Simple as that. It's just, you know, honestly, the first time I saw this, it blew my mind because, as I say, I was one of those people who thought you need a headset, and all that stuff, which is complete nonsense. You know, it's just, and weirdly enough, the biggest players in the metaverse, obviously, is people like Mark Zuckerberg. Let's just look at the exterior because they've done some really funky stuff at the exterior. As you can see, I can fly. I'm not very good at this, by the way. But look, they've actually branded the whole thing. Look at that.
Wow.
You got your name and lights, Brandon. How's that?
That is great. That is awesome.
Pretty cool. So that's the G Meta Arena, guys. We can stream it. You know, this is what we're doing. I did say this is not like a program as such. It's not something that competes. It'll enhance what you do. You can use that. You know, we've got apartment blocks, but we've actually made the bottom floor into like a retail zone. So that retail zone could be anything. It could be your opportunity, Brandon. It could be you know, anything that people want to promote or you could set up an NFT gallery, and if you know people who create NFTs, you could charge them a fee, like a gallery, a normal hanging fee, so to speak. There's all sorts. There's no end to what we can do there. So yeah, it's Saturday, August the 6th. We're kicking off. Let me just show you. You need to go to register is actually free of charge. Why do you want to register then if it's free of charge? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, guys. This kicks off at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday, August the 6th. Brandon will be there. Cedric Harris, who Brandon knows very, very well, is a gentleman, OJ, who I've known for 6 years. Cheryl Coco, who's a marketing genius. She will teach you how to build your list like there's no tomorrow. I think I know this guy. He's pretty switched on as well, as you're probably all very, very aware. And we are going to be adding more people. Now, as you can see, you do want to register. So you need to go to gmetaevent.live. gmetaevent.live. If you register, what's going to happen is you will get an entry. Every time a speaker finishes, we're going to be doing a draw. We're going to be doing draws for NFTs. We're going to be doing draws for free GMeta tokens. That is the currency we're going to use in our metaverse. And also we are doing one massive draw, which is an apartment rent-free, which we will tailor make to your spec for a year in the metaverse. Now, guys, we will charge anything up to $400 a month rent for that anyway. But this is your opportunity to have a presence in CryptoVoxels, which is one of the biggest metaverse projects out there. So, yeah, you want to register because we're going to close registration 24 hours before the event. If you're not registered, you're going to be watching people win prizes that you could have been entered into as well. So register today. I would strongly recommend you register today. Plus, it helps us with the logistics as well, because we need to know how many people are actually going to be on. We've got a good bunch of people already. So yeah, hopefully that covers everything, Brendan, I think.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Andy. And you guys, you got to have vision to think this is just the beginning. Where this is headed in the future, right? Andy's talking about you don't have to wear the big Oculus goggles and glasses. But when you think of the future, there's going to be contact lenses, or even the glasses that I have right here, that you have augmented reality, virtual reality. The graphics are going to get only so much better. With the technology where we are right now is where the internet was in the 90s. So when there was before Web 2.0, it was just email and a website. And now we have high-speed internet, we have streaming video. But the way we socialize is going to be changed fundamentally because of the blockchain. Allows the technology of everything we saw in the movies back in the day, all those sci-fi movies we saw. How many people thought Back to the Future we would have flying cars but they didn't even at that time, they couldn't even imagine a cell phone the way we have it today, that my cell phone turns into a tablet, a computer. They couldn't even imagine that. So you've got to just understand that the sky's the limit, and this type of technology is going to be cool to be a part of. So I'll see you guys there on August 6th. So thank you very much, Andy. So now
my pleasure. It's just one subtext. One of the other things I did today, one of the other news items I did, Santander is one of the biggest banking corporations in Europe, Spanish bank. All these banks, they're clamoring to get into the metaverse, which is really ironic because the metaverse is going to support decentralized finance. Mm-hmm. So if you ever wanted an indication they're running scared, they are terrifying. They're all jumping in. So they're one of the latest. So I'll leave you with that one. Thanks very much, Brad.
Thank you, Andy. All right. So before we end, let me show you guys next. What is iLearning Crypto as far as crypto education? What are we offering? Well, you heard Tom talk about the fact that I made these courses in a way that my mom can understand. Simple to understand, simple to go through. If you think that you don't have time to go back to school, you don't have time to learn, that's perfect. You're in the right place, because I did it for those individuals who are stay-at-home mom or dads. You might have 2 or 3 jobs. You might be so busy you don't have the time. So I created these lessons in streaming video where you can listen or you can just read and watch at the same time. You can have it in your background, like background noise. Each video was 5 minutes to 30 minutes long. There's 45 videos, Bitcoin 101, 15 videos, advanced crypto, 15 videos, and how to trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, 15 videos. You will learn the foundation of what Bitcoin and crypto is all about. Who is Satoshi Nakamoto? What is the blockchain? What is cryptocurrencies? What are wallets? How do I buy crypto? How do I move it around? What is mining? What is two-factor authentication? What are some short-term goals and long-term goals? How do I build a portfolio? All of these basic questions and then coming up, you're going to learn what are NFTs? What is the metaverse? What is decentralized finance? All these words that you might hear, you don't even know what they are. We cover what this is. So by the time you're finished with the courses, you're going to have a clear understanding of what Bitcoin and crypto is and the skill set on how to start to build your crypto portfolio. Another thing that we offer is the ability to earn at the same time. Because people say, well, Brandon, I wish I could get into the crypto space, but I don't have a lot of money. When I first got started, I started with $30. $30 of my education. And because of my education, I flipped that $30 into 6 figures in a couple of months, 7 figures since, because of the education. So you don't need a whole lot to start with. But we have an opportunity where you can earn, and then you use the money that you earn to start to build your portfolio. You earn 50% of every single sale within iLearning Crypto. Do you think that if learning about crypto is important to you, that is valuable to you, that it will be valuable for somebody else? The answer is yes. So how many people do you know that needs to get crypto educated? You help them get crypto educated, and you're going to earn up to $900 plus per person. How about that? And you use that to build your portfolio. So that is what iLearning Crypto is all about. We want to teach you crypto education, get you plugged in, show you how to make money at the same time, and then be a part of a bigger community that goes beyond that, because your education doesn't just stop with the videos. We actually will show you live, answer your questions, walk you through, show you our portfolio. We have daily crypto talks that we have going on in our community. We're going to teach you all of those things to be a part of this. And I am so excited about where the future is heading, especially with the metaverse. I'm a sci-fi geek, and I can't wait to be a part of all of that. So that is it that we're going to end with today for our session. I hope you guys learned something new. As always, that is a point. Thank you to Donna for introducing Tom to the community. Thank you, Tom, for your background and all the talents that you're bringing to the community. And as always, Andy, our engineer that's making all of this possible and putting together the GMeta project that you guys can be a part of later. With that, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Bitcoin Brandon out.